welcome to the weekly social, everything Katy, Fulshear, Richmond, Texas. Thanks again for tuning in, folks. We have Priscilla Pfaff here today with Select Title. Thanks for coming out, Priscilla.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So today we're going to do things a little different. One, I want to applaud Priscilla. She has changed up our game, so hopefully this is reflecting on Facebook. We haven't seen it yet because we're just using all this new equipment that she purchased. So
Yes.
again, thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome, welcome.
So we
I
have
think this is exciting.
additional lighting,
Yes.
upgraded camera, new microphones.
All the good stuff.
So
So this is where it's going, is live and videos and all that good stuff. So we figured we better go ahead and catch up with the times.
awesome. Thank
Which
you.
you've taught me.
Change is a constant.
Change is a constant, and you have been the one that got me involved in doing the podcast, which I never look at. But hey,
You watched one.
I did. I watched one, but what a great thing that you have gotten me out of my comfort zone, and I can do these things, and so that's a blessing.
One thing that I need to focus on myself on these podcasts is that I'm constantly looking at the person I'm talking to when I should be looking at the camera, because that's actually who we're talking to.
And that is so funny.
That is hard.
That you're saying that, because I get very comfortable with the conversation that we're having with you and I, with you and Denise, and with the people that are, coming and sharing their great information with us. And I forget to look at the camera because that's not where I want to focus. But yet I was told a couple of days ago, and I thought you and I would talk about that this morning, that you've got to look at the camera more, because that is your audience when you're doing this kind of thing. Whether you're doing if you're doing it yourself, okay, think about this.
It's easy.
You're doing a selfie, you're looking at it.
Right. Your conversations with the equipment.
Right. So I guess if we were doing a podcast that we were just doing individually, then yeah, that's where you would be looking. But if I'm having a conversation with somebody, I want to look at the person I'm having a conversation with.
And I think that's why they run multiple cameras when they have groups, because you can still have that front shot of the person even though we're looking at one another. You follow me?
But then there would be a camera over here.
Right.
So are you telling me there's some more stuff we need to work on here?
A masterpiece is never finished.
Okay. All right. We can do that. We're learning, so that's a blessing.
We are, because if you take our year in review of where we started a year ago and where we are today, we started with just a couple hundred views.
Mm-hmm.
We're pushing 2,000 plus weekly, so again, thank you for supporting us.
Mm-hmm.
But look at all the wonderful guests and all the ground that we've covered and all the insights that we've offered to people.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It is amazing that I guess we've shared more about the community and what's going on, and new businesses that are coming in, and what's and charities, and what you're doing in charities, the blood drive, what a success that was.
Yes, thank you for supporting us. Just a quick update, we had 24 donors, which is huge. It takes 15 to get the bus to come out, so we surpassed that.
Right.
And we saved 70 plus people's lives. So again, thank you for being a hero and donating your time and blood.
And thank you to Boulder, which was on one of our podcasts.
Yes.
That were gracious enough to have some door prizes that were drawn.
Wait for a Boulder.
Mm-hmm. And so
Brad and Stephanie Johnson, if you're watching, big shout out to you guys. They own what is it, Boulder Custom Monuments, I believe is the name of the company.
Right.
So if you're looking for something unique for your yard or ranch, business, really cool stuff.
Okay, you know what else I learned from Stephanie that day? She makes a dispenser that goes into a stainless steel.
For booze.
Yeah.
I saw that at the Lamar Consolidated Funcation event that they hosted for all the teachers at Lamar Consolidated. Very cool.
And I don't know that I asked her how much they were, But I saw some at the rodeo one of the booths in the rodeo that
Oh,
had,
wow.
but it was different. I think it was in wood and things like that. They were a couple of $1,000s, like 2,200.
Wow. I don't think theirs was that.
I don't think so either. And like, say, and I hate to bring this up, Richard. Let's say you've lost a furry friend, and you want some kind of remembrance.
Oh, sure.
That's another thing that they can do.
I just lost a couple of my furry friends.
That's why I said I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm sorry.
it's a cycle of life.
Yes,
And
sir.
they are my children, so.
But it's tough.
Oh, it is.
But they were a big part of your life, and if you had something like that out there to remember, and just smile at and
Yep.
say thank you.
Yep.
You know, so those are the blessings and the gratitudes that we have every day.
Yes. Man, I'm thinking about everything that we covered last year. Gosh, we had multiple builders out here, all the new development with neighborhoods, Fulshear Lake, Ellison,
Yes.
Centera. That's another huge community that's exploding. I think that's the fastest growing community in the nation right now, is what I read last week.
Wow.
And we had guests out here
We had
last
three,
year.
yeah, 3 different guests from Centera.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. Well, maybe we helped them a little bit.
Absolutely. I do know that one of the builder sales reps reached out to me a week after the podcast and thanked me because she got 2 transactions off of the podcast. So
See, and that's giving back.
that's giving back to our local community.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. That's cool. And I love that, so many times people reach out to us and tell us the negatives. And for somebody to reach out and tell you the positive that's come back, that means more than anything, because we just don't get that enough in life anymore.
No, you don't. And actually, one of the insurance agents that we had come through here reached out to me and said that they wrote 3 policies off of this.
Which is telling me also that the guests we're having are very,
They're astute in their fields.
right, and that they're providing they're providing information on this that helps people to make better decisions.
Right. They're bringing value, allowing them to get more for their money. That's huge. I mean, because you don't know what you don't know.
No, and like the attorney slash CPA, oh my goodness, the value that he shared with us that day was tremendous.
Keith with Cottrell Law Firm.
Yes. So, as we all go through and somebody's talking about something, and, these podcasts are a reference for people to go back to or to share with somebody when, oh yeah, I remember hearing that on the podcast, and here, let me go find it and send it to you.
Which we also give it to the guests that come, so they share it out to their database.
Right.
But there's also a library, so if you ever want to re-look at something, yes, this is Facebook Live, but these videos are actually downloaded and uploaded into YouTube. So that there's just type in the weekly social, and you can rewatch any of these videos.
And
24/7.
Yeah, rewatch them, share them, do all those things. That's the cool thing with the podcasts, that information doesn't go away. You still have access.
Yes, and I also set it up to where they never delete on Facebook. Otherwise, they delete in 30 days. A lot of people don't realize that either.
Well, a lot of people don't know how to do a Facebook Live and then go back and save it and then put it up to YouTube.
Which Task Solutions taught me that, which was one of our guests. Cause
oh my
gosh,
gosh, those
couldn't figure it
guys.
out. Those guys were wizards.
Yeah, they were awesome.
So another big shout out to Jason Heinbeck, Sean, and the team over there as well.
Oh, they're amazing guys. So that's cool. So yeah, and that's the value. is, okay, sometimes we don't know something, but we can go and reach out to somebody that does.
Absolutely. Which typically we'd have guests, but just so everybody knows, this is spring break week, and it was a huge challenge. So the couple people that we had scheduled, stuff came up. Roofer got called out of town. The backup lady, she woke up sick this morning. And then everybody else is on vacation, so I hope they're out having fun.
I do too.
And spending quality time with their family.
I do too. And so Richard prepared me for that yesterday a little bit. And so then we continued to work on our guests.
Yes.
And then the guests.
We're booked out. It's just,
right.
It was a weird, it's spring break.
Spring break. It's the last week of the rodeo.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's another huge thing. So speaking of rodeo, you've been with it for, I don't want to tell your age.
Go ahead. 25 years.
Which that equates to?
Well, that I'll be lifetime this year.
Right, that's huge.
Yeah, I never thought, even my dad and I were talking about that the other day, and I was like, when I read, as you're a member of the rodeo and serving on the committees and raising all the money that the rodeo raises for the kids' scholarships.
A lot of people think it's just a big party that everybody comes to Houston for.
There's a reason for it.
Yes.
There is a reason that the rodeo exists. There's a reason there is that it has grown so large, and it's because it gives back to the kids that might never get to college without these scholarships.
Matt, he's huge. So shout out to you, Matt.
Yes, very, very. And so, yes, I have served on a committee with the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo for 25 years. So I will continue to serve on a committee, but it does, this year, with the number of years that I've been on a committee and my age, gives me lifetime membership.
That is awesome.
So,
that's a feat. I mean, 25 years, that shows commitment and discipline, and truly having a passion and believing in the cause to help these children push forward into their next journey.
Yes, but when you go to those events and when those scholarships are being handed out, and you hear the stories from the kids, that's why you do what you do.
Yeah.
Just like the blood drive, how many lives were helped from that? I mean,
And that's one of the hardest things for me to put together, because people are scared to death to donate blood, but they don't realize the huge amount of shortage until it affects them personally, and then they become donors. So if you notice, most of the people that donate, either them or somebody in their family went through something, and then they have a fundamental understanding that there's no blood.
Right.
So,
but I think that comes back to, how we evolve in life, and as we get older, I guess we have more empathy because we've gone through more.
I've never needed blood. At one of my agents, Sally Ratcliffe, brought it to my attention. And she said, "Can we do this for an annual fundraiser?" And we put horsepower behind it, and we've done it for years now.
Right. And then, also this time we did it at the Ballard House so that people had more exposure to that.
Cross-promoting to help grow what we're trying to do.
Right. And so, I mean, there were people that went and did a walkthrough through the house that day also.
Almost everybody did, actually.
Yeah. And
they weren't even, they had no idea what truthfully, I didn't either until you. So, I knew it was there, but I didn't really know what it was.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I guess that's where I'm going back to is the value that we can share and that we can help with by doing those little things in our community and things. And guys, I mean, Richard is open, and if there's things that are going on that you want to share with him, and
send us a direct message.
Yeah.
If you want to be a guest and talk about something, send us a direct message.
That's what this is about.
It is. It's about supporting our local community and giving back. And people ask me, how do you become successful? Just give, and don't chase success. You'll never find it. It'll come to you naturally.
Yes. but, you know, add that value.
It has to be valued.
Yes, yes.
You know, it's not, hey, look at me, come buy a house. You know, that's a byproduct from what I do.
Hmm.
I'm not here to sell real estate, but I'm here to help people.
So do we have some new tools that we were gonna kind of talk about today?
Yeah, because we had this shortage of guests, we thought about using ChatGPT because that is another huge thing in our society that's changing the way things evolve, think.
Well, helps you tremendously when, so say you want to do a podcast.
Brainstorming or
Yeah.
how to do it, what
How
to talk
to do
about.
it, and it'll take you through the steps to do that, because, you know, we don't all know because we haven't done it before. So ChatGPT will help you with numerous things that you haven't done before.
Look, topics for today. I just asked ChatGPT, you know, what are some cool places to talk about in Katy, Texas, Fulshear, Texas, and Richmond, Texas? And it brought up a lot of great stuff. Mary Jo Peckham Park, beautiful park.
Beautiful. Have you ever taken your kids fishing over there?
I have not, but I've taken my dogs over there for walks.
Okay, all right,
Come on.
all right, all right. I've fished.
My son's not a fisherman, but my furry children love walks. So.
And there's a free pool at Mary Jo Peckham. And I think they have all kinds of classes and things that go on that are free that people probably don't know about. That's here in Katy, guys.
Katy Heritage Museum over off George Bush Drive.
Yes, yes. What a cool place.
It is.
What we used to do a 24-hour where we walked the track there at Heritage Park, and it was for.
Okay.
It was.
You got to focus on the camera. I'm
Oh,
calling this
I know.
out.
Thank you. But we would, you know, have teams that we would walk and relay and keep going around for 24 hours to raise funds.
Was that for the Snowdrop Foundation? Because I know the Snowdrop Foundation does the 24 hours.
God, it was years ago, so I'm trying to remember what it was for. But the park, I mean, it's available to do things like that and so many cool things. So, just,
Rossiston State Park.
oh, that's a cool park to go and
You want to
do
see some
nature.
alligators? There's a bunch of gators there.
Don't take your dogs?
No, don't take your dogs to the to that one.
No, no.
But it also has an observatory that most people aren't familiar with either.
Oh, I haven't been out on that in a while, but that it does. Wow, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, and we live here in the Katy, Fulshear, Richmond, Texas area. So, and we realize that people from all over the U.S. actually watch this. I mean, if there's people in other countries, because I get to see the insights after the fact.
Yeah.
So.
Well, look at the businesses that have come into Katy, you know, built their warehouses and everything in the Katy area because of...
Huge distribution centers. Twinwood. Have you seen the development that Twinwood's built out there commercial-wise?
No.
It's in between Fulshear, Simonton / Brookshire. Take a drive out there. The complexes that are out there, it's astounding.
I mean, every time I turn and go a different, it's like, wow, something else is built and something else is, you know, we're growing. But I think, doesn't that have a lot to do with, I mean, businesses are going to come to Katy, Fulshear areas because of our school district.
Katy ISD is revered. It's, you know, if you want to know where the growth is, look at where the A+ schools are. Everybody chases schools with their families.
Right. So businesses are going to do that to provide that for their families, their people that are coming into work, right?
You have the huge Amazon, which is a Brookshire, correct?
Yes, yes.
Brookshire and Katy, you can't tell you enough. Same thing with Fulshear and Richmond. So, I mean, everybody says, man, you're doing 3 cities, but it's one.
It's all growing together.
Yeah.
You know, and it won't be long before Berkshire and Sealy grow together. So, I mean, we're growing by leaps and bounds.
I'm in
But,
Katy, Fulshear, Richmond. I mean, every day I'm in.
right. But I think the school districts are doing a really good job of keeping up with our community and making sure that,
Oh, the talent, the teachers.
right.
Lamar Consolidated, which is Fulshear. People were skeptical at first, but my brother and his family live there, and it's an unbelievable experience. That they love it. And
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
if you're going Katy ISD, Lamar Consolidated, you can look at either one.
Right. Right.
They're great.
Okay, I wonder what Chat GPT would say about school districts in Katy.
I don't know. Let's ask. What do you think of Katy ISD School District? Well regarded for its academic excellence, extracurricular programs, community involvement. It consistently ranks high among school districts in Texas and the nation. So yeah, huge.
So, I mean,
And that's AI.
yeah, yeah. So I was like, okay, we got to get AI back in here because
Mm.
we talked about it and the new technology and what it provides. But what's cool is, okay, so AI went side to side with what we were talking about.
Yeah, it's into exactly what we discussed.
Yeah, so that's cool.
My son graduated from Katy ISD. He was in the 50 percentile at Tompkins,
Wow.
which people go,
Wow.
oh wow, 50 percentile. So that puts him as, just middle of the road. However, he graduated with a double.
Tompkins?
He graduated with a double major from SFA in finance and computer science, which are not easy degrees.
No, sir.
So he was super well prepared, and I applaud Brian.
Yes.
He's going after his master's right now, University of Houston, which he graduates in December.
Bravo.
So there's a pay raise and some sunlight at the end of the tunnel for me.
Oh, yes, yes,
So our
yes.
family.
But what a blessing, and that he has the drive to do that, you know?
It is. So he's going to be well prepared to launch himself in life.
Yes.
And he's got the commitment and the discipline to do that, because a lot of people, they want to take time off or jump into their field.
Mhm.
And he figured out that he wanted his master's while he was in college. So I applaud and support that.
Yes, because if you get too far down the road,
It's hard to go back.
because we have responsibilities as we get further down the road, and then it's, can I afford to do this? I have a family, I have children, and
And you have to relearn how to learn.
don't tell me I'm going back to school, Richard. I'm not doing it.
When I took my broker's license, or all the classes to get my broker's license, I had to relearn how to learn. So, I mean, 'cause
Yeah, because you
go
haven't done it.
You go X amount of years without studying, and it's, I had to teach myself again.
Wow, wow. I'm not going. Okay, no, I'm not doing it.
And I'm
You're
old
not
school.
talking me into that
I
one.
read books.
You're not.
It's not digital. I take notes. I mean, but that's
Yes,
how I learned.
yes.
A lot of people, they'll shoot a picture of it and go, hey, I'll remember it later. What? You're not absorbing it.
No, no,
It's
no.
the eye, hand,
Yes.
and that's something that I fight, because my brain is 180 miles an hour faster than how my hand writes. So
Right, right. But by writing it, you remember it.
your retention.
It's there. And that's like going back to school, because that's what we're doing in classes, is writing things down, even though it's in the book and things, but we've got to remember those important parts. And so, like you, I'm either writing when I'm reading, or I'm highlighting, or something, because I need to remember. Those are the things that I want to remember. But reading and learning and doing all the things, I mean, we never stop.
No, I typically have 3 books going at all times.
Mm-hmm.
One is for personal growth, one's for business growth, and then one's for spiritual growth.
Right,
So
right. And you've been doing puzzles.
I have.
And that's a good personal growth, isn't it? Kind of, because you slow down your mind a little bit.
What it allows me to do is, I have one of those minds that typically, it doesn't like to shut off.
Right, right.
And it allows me to work through things, challenging myself, and it blocks out all that noise.
Yeah. So you can get more perspective on some things when you don't have all the noise going on.
Sometimes you have to shut it off in order to think clear. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
You know, being a real estate broker, there's a lot of spinning plates through a transaction. You know, it isn't like $1 million listing where they show up, they put their name on a contract, and they make $100,000. No, it's a process.
I call it the dance. We're all dancing,
It is.
you know?
I'm a month behind schedule with that phone call that I had in your office.
Yes.
I'm waiting on a handyman to come take care of some stuff at a property in Cinco Ranch. You know, and a lot of people see, oh, just sold in 3 days or whatever. No, there's a process way beyond that. I met this gentleman a year ago. So, and then we worked through them figuring out how they're going to land in Dallas, which that's where they're going. You know, they weren't for sure if they're going to downsize, stay here. So, I mean, that was a process to figure out what they're going to do with their family and what have you. And then it's bringing the house up to today's market standards.
Right.
Which people expect to see certain features and benefits in homes in certain price points. They just do.
Right.
So if you're in a $700,000 to $800,000 price point, you can't have light tan walls that we stopped using 10 years ago. They expect to see whites, light grays,
right,
blues. It's more of a modern flavor.
Yes, it is a modern flavor, and I've seen that in, you know, in the builders and the models and all that, and so that, you know, we kind of know what's going on and what the trend is right now. And we've talked to a lot of our you know, guests that have been on, you know, with the counters, with the paint, with
granite's out, quartz is in.
right.
And it used to be old oak looking cabinets, everybody wanted those. Today, white, blue, dark chocolate brown.
Yeah. And the cabinets are sometimes
great.
on the walls are a different color than what the island is now.
Correct. Contrast. Yeah,
So you
so
have
they'll
the
do
contrast.
white cabinets, blue in the center island, or
Right.
sometimes it's blue or gray down here and white up here.
Yes.
And they're also flip-flopping the quartzes. So you'll see like a white quartz here and then a dark quartz on the white.
Okay, because the white needs
it's contrast.
And then if you're going with the darker island, then you need
you
the
put
contrast.
the white on top of the dark.
That's cool. I like it.
So,
I like it. Well, you know, I'm not going back to school, but that was my degree, interior design.
I did not know that. I learned something again today about the
So-
mysterious Priscilla Pfaff.
So I love, you know, going to the models and seeing what the trends are and listening to our guests tell us the different things and because that's just fun.
Well, you know, the general public, I mean, they see there's AI stuff out there, there's instant your house is worth blah, blah, blah. I can tell you that I look at that stuff daily and I go, oh, wrong again, wrong again, wrong again.
And then, you know, we talked to an appraiser last year, right?
Yeah.
And how the appraisals have changed through COVID. And how they grade certain things in a property higher than what before COVID. You know, so again, things evolve and things make more valuable.
Home office. I mean, that's almost a requirement today.
Right.
I mean, if you don't have a home office, that's a challenge.
So, okay, so.
Because of all the remote workers out there today.
Right.
We didn't have that pre-COVID.
So when you go into a home that maybe doesn't have a specific room set up as a study, with the double doors and that kind of thing.
A lot of people are repurposing dining rooms.
What a great idea.
Most people eat. I have a huge, beautiful formal dining room.
Right.
Truth be told, my family, and we've lived in the home 12 years, we've never had one meal there. and it's decorated to the nines.
Wow.
We've never sat down and ate it at that table once. It's just an expensive room to decorate.
Yeah. So why not use it for what you'll utilize, and
Correct.
not have a room sitting there that's not being utilized? It used to be, we had dens and formal living rooms.
Formal sitting areas, absolutely.
So the thing was, when you walk into the house, you walk into the formal living room, which was always in good shape,
Prim, proper.
and yes, no TV,
Yeah.
so that we
No
didn't hang out
distractions.
in there.
Mhm.
But
The house I grew up in had a formal.
right.
You did.
And so, we ended up changing that up and making the formal living room the den, and
Which a lot of people don't even know what a den is, by the way.
right, but making
Which is-
the dining room a study
Okay.
and moving the dining room into the den, which was within the kitchen area, which made it great for those family events.
Right.
So, you just have to kind of look at how that can work and what you need for your family.
Yeah, everybody's wants and needs are different. A lot of agents, they just ask, well, are you looking for a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage? I try to delve into the lifestyle. Where do you work at? I mean, are you working hybrid? Are you driving downtown? Are you carpooling? Are you taking metro? Because I'm trying to learn them so I understand what they're truly aspiring.
Right,
To
and
achieve.
sometimes they have different ideas of what they want. And then, so you're taking those and you're kind of saying, okay, what are the most important for you? What's the most important for you? And putting that together and taking them to those homes
And
that,
a lot of times I can
that
show
can
them
help.
stuff in areas that it wouldn't have crossed their path because
you know the areas,
I know the area. That's correct.
and so that you can help them get to that perfect place
I am.
that is so important for all of us.
It's amazing when I go out and show houses. I'll ask them, could you see yourself living here? And they're like, nah. You can always see they're always kind of like jittery, and I'm like, great. And they're
Let's
like,
go.
what? Yeah, next.
Yeah.
I walk in and out of houses all day, every day. If this is your house, great. If it's not your house, great. It's okay. And then you can just see a sigh of relief. Like, oh, he's not trying to sell me.
Yeah.
No, this is
No.
your home.
Yeah. No, this is where you live, eat, raise your kids, raise your furries.
Yes.
All those things, and it's very important when you walk in there that that's your happy place.
Home, happiness, ownership, memories, everything. I help you find the perfect home and you love it, you're going to send me 3 clients.
Yes. So, yeah. So it is very important what you do, what we do every day, and to make it happen.
Absolutely. Wow, we pushed past 30 minutes instantaneously.
You did it to me again. So, all right, I'm going to let you close up, and then I'm going to hit the button.
Big thank you today, Priscilla. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next week. And again, please send us a direct message. If you need anything, please give us a call. 832-957-7987. Cheers. Uh-oh.
Sorry, guys. It's real life now. How do we stop? Oh, I didn't know yours was...